I'm gonna take that as a yes from both of them unless they say otherwise.
Second thought, no.
In the absence of a no does not mean a yes.
Too late. It's already been accepted as a yes. Go ahead and start the stream whenever you're ready, Audrey.
Oh, it's going.
All right. So, last time.
On Dragon Ball Z.
Shut the fire up.
Damn it, you missed it. Yeah.
The group, through a conjoined effort with Sal, Slick Whistling Sal, went and ventured into the Null Plane following their lost ally, John. Eventually finding the direction pointed through a stone being crumbling away, eventually found themselves fighting against Slick Whistling Sal, saying this was a test for one of the party members. A gruesome fight later, the party being stunned, Brenham being singled out and taken down until the other party members were freed from their stunning. Eventually, Brenham grabbing Sal, bringing him away from the groups, and conjuring a shatter behind themselves to kill and finally eliminate Sal, picking up this rainbow-esque violin, activating the blessing within every single one of the chosen, every single one of the party. A reunion between the gods, the Traveler, the God of Kin, the Melodic Matron, the True Warrior, all showing up, saying something, having a conversation with the party. Eventually, the Traveler and the True Warrior battling each other, or at least challenging each other to a battle. The party going back to the mainland, the main plane, after being buffeted by intense wind before coming back to the main plane, questioning Gorthadak and Corazorn, both staring at the fountain, now with a different look, multiple colored lights all adorning the fountain, though a pattern missing a point. John telling the party we must go into the forest. Through help of Corazorn, healing the party back to full, leading yourselves back into the forest, following John, following marked trees, find yourself in a clearing. A giant set of stone doors, signifying Valhalla, the Hall of Heroes, with a chimera sitting in front of the door, the blessing now empowering most, and a battle ensuing. I would like everybody to go ahead and roll initiative. Simply enraptured.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
I'm curious as to how this will go.
Hopefully, no one dies.
I hope so. Hopefully I can't remember how many spell slots I had left, so hopefully it's...
I mean, you should have it
okay
in your
amount.
character sheet.
Oh, I'll see in a second. I'm opening it up. I forgot to open up my character sheet.
Why'd you spam initiative? What the fuck?
That's, I don't know. I think my trackpad just glitched the fuck out.
Oh,
Just go with the
God.
first one.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, go with your first one. Your first one is a
Damn.
28.
That's fucking
I honestly don't know how that happened.
28. Oh, do you have the alert feat?
Yes, he took
I
the
do.
alert feed after
That'll
you.
do it. Ew.
After I almost just died from one shot. Yeah.
Alert feat
Yeah.
gaming.
Alright, you said initiative.
Damn, actually, all of those were good. I would have taken any of those.
We didn't level up, did we?
No, you did not.
So we're still level
Sadness.
6.
Correct.
Okay.
Don't forget to select your token before you roll initiative.
Shit. Need to do that again.
It's okay. You'll have the 20 because that was your first roll.
Yay! Yay!
Yeah.
Yay!
All right. So, where did Brenham's fucking token?
Where is Brennan?
Where is Bernard?
He decided to sit out of the fight. Whoa, there's
Oh my
more of
God.
us now. There's double. Guys,
Cue
there's double
Spider-Man
of us.
meme.
Brenham, select your token real quick and just roll initiative again. Select the token that's on the board.
Again.
I'm gonna put the 28 in. I'm just having the. Sorry if you hear my mother. She's currently yelling at the cats
children.
because they were apparently on the counter.
The kitties.
They were on the counter.
The counting.
Shut up.
They were counting. They were counting their taxes. So did you already give like a description as to what this thing looks like?
Yeah, so you look at the Chimera, and what you see is a massive beast, front half of a lion, but coming out of the shoulders. The left shoulder has the head of a goat. The right shoulder has a head of a dragon. There is 2 dragon wings coming out of the back, and the back half is of a goat. It has like the hooves of a goat. The front legs have like the claws of a lion.
Damn.
And starting this off is Brenham. What are you going to do?
Quick question. We're level 6, right?
Correct.
Alright, I forgot to level up.
Oh my god.
You've been at level 5.
Well, I've been focusing a lot more on Sal than I have on John. And Sal's level 6.
True, because, okay, John did disappear as you leveled up, so...
Yeah.
Fair enough, honestly.
So I'll rip through this real quick. Dog shit health roll.
Oh no.
You don't get anything special at level 6, right?
I get ability score improvement / feat.
Right, at level 6 you get a feat. Oh, fuck, what is John?
Fighter gaming.
We got a feat at level 6? I can't even remember whatever I got then.
That is just good though, however.
Fucking long range weapon.
No, I think fighter specifically gets a feat at
Yeah.
level 6.
Because fighter doesn't really get much of else. So we get, starting from 4th, ability score improvement, extra attack 1, ability score improvement, martial archetype feature, ability score improvement, indomitable.
Yeah, so fighter specifically gets a feat. You all normally won't get a feat until level 8, I think.
I think so.
I think level
that's
8
the next
is...
normal one.
Yeah, level 8 is the next normal feat that people are able to get, or ability score.
We'll have so many feet to walk upon.
Like, Alright, so while John is doing that, Brenham, what are you doing?
Yeah. I think I'll just go over to about right here. And then There's not much I can do at the moment, honestly, and I don't want to use too many of my spell slots.
I mean, you do have your cantrips as well.
I do, but I don't really have. I don't have many cantrips, honestly, useful at the moment anyway. That's not what I meant to click.
You vicious mockery.
What would I even say?
I don't know. What would you do?
Yo, screw it.
Wait, what'd you...
Screw it. I'll use it. Can I use Vicious Mockery? Is that like. Hold on. Words. Is that in range?
60 feet.
Yeah.
Yes, you are within range.
Okay. I'll use Vicious Mockery. Your mother was a dragon and your father was a. What was the other one? A goat. Your mother's a goat.
And that's a what save?
Wisdom.
DC 15 wisdom.
Wisdom save DC 15. Okay. Just making sure what its abilities are. Okay. It fails, so it takes 2 points
Two
of
psychic
psychic
damage.
damage.
Ooh, psychic.
All right. John, if you would like to take 1 point of psychic damage.
Oh.
Oh.
And so it begins.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, baby.
let's go, baby.
Ugh. Oh, alright.
All right. Any bonus actions? What else you would like to do with your turn?
Actually, yes, I would like to give John Bardic.
All right, John. You get. But how do you inspire John?
What?
No, for a split second I had something in mind, and then it was gone.
Pain.
Yep, nope, got nothing. Give John a little wink. How about that?
All right, you fucking. No, fucking. Oh God, what was it again? What's the
John,
name of
wink.
it? With the Brendan Lee Mulligan with.
Fantasy High.
Yeah, Fantasy High, where like Bardic Inspiration. Wink.
Little wink. Don't worry, John, we got you.
So John, you now have Bardic Inspiration.
Yippee!
Unless you have anything else you would like to do, that is your turn. Does anybody else see the measurement just staying there?
No.
Oh no, I don't. I just see
No.
it how it is.
I'm gonna refresh the paper.
You lose.
Because I just saw the red line of measurement just staying there. Okay, John, it is your turn. What are you doing?
Alright, let's adrenaline surge. Let's fucking send it.
Reno Surge. Now I'm going to point this out because I'm not sure. I'm sure you've written this down in a.
I have haste for 2 turns and resistance to slashing damage.
You
and
have.
I
quote,
do have the after effect of haste though.
the effects of haste, not haste. The effects of haste.
Does
That's wording.
does the other two still have the aid that I gave them from the last battle we did?
No, it's been longer. It's been longer than a minute.
It's been longer than 8 hours?
Aid? Oh, aid! For, right, that's 8 hours. No,
Yeah.
so yeah, everybody, the 3, so...
We still have like the 5 hit points.
Mm.
Yes, you would still have the extra 5 hit points. So yes, everybody, if
Yeah.
you can just put it in your 5 temporary HP if you would like. Everybody but John would get that. Or you can
Yes.
put it in your maximum HP. Or no, don't even put it in your maximum HP.
Yeah.
Just do your regular HP. Just add 5. Just remember that you can heal 5 more than that. However you want to do to remember, you have more. But everybody but John has that.
Yes. Thought I would double
Yeah.
check on that.
I'm going, but yeah, I wanted to make sure that John, you pointed that out that you have the effects of
Effects
haste.
of haste. I don't have actual haste.
You don't
itself.
have haste. You have the effect of haste. but that also means
No, if
whatever-
somebody cast haste on me.
Yes, but that would also mean you have double the downsides of haste.
And
That would be what. Yeah.
I turn into the human blender for 2 turns and kill everything.
Human blender.
All
Oh
right.
my god.
I'm taking Great Weapon Master for my feet.
All right.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
All right, so John, you use your adrenal surge. You all watch as John just like standing there, a sword, like holding his 2 swords after giving his pack of all his materials, the things he had. One sword he holds confidently in his hand. One not so much, is not truly familiar to him, but the one that you saw him with is held firmly in his grasp. He is used to the handle, used to the wear, used to the weight, completely understanding of how this is, and you watch him immediately just lock in, like the truest definition of lock in on this beast.
Oh,
Sounds right.
perfect. I close the distance in a heartbeat. It's time to attack. Let me pull up haste just to remember what haste actually gives me.
I believe gain an extra action and double movement speed, and +2 to
Plus
armor
2 to my
class.
AC, advantage on dex saves, and additional action. Okay, cool. Yeah, my first round of attacks. I'll take a -5 to the rolls to see what I get. Oh my god, for a +10 on my damage for my Great Weapon Master. Oh lord. Total bonus. Question, does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Cool, both of them hit. Got it. Oh, dang. I got it.
The fuck did you get that from?
He has
What?
the effects of haste. It doubles his movement speed.
You went crazy.
Damn.
He's a
Reroll
30 movement speed.
ones. Alright. So that's 8 plus 6 is 14 plus 10 is 24 damage on the first hit.
Okay, 24 damage on the first.
And then 7 plus. Yeah, okay. 7 plus 6 is 13 slashing damage for the second one. And then I will make another attack.
So that's 24 plus 13. Okay.
I assume a 13 doesn't hit.
13 does not hit, no.
Does a 16 hit?
16 just barely hits.
Let's go. That's 9, 15, 25 damage on the second hit. I will action surge. Wait!
No, your adrenal surge replaces your action
Right.
surge.
I forgot that I crit on a 19 on the dice.
Yeah.
And I rolled a 15 and a 19 for my first hit. So add an additional. Sorry, what were you saying?
Hold on. Your first hit was a 24.
Yes,
So it's a...
because
so-
I take a -5 for Great Weapon Master, which basically cancels out my.
Yeah. But no,
Strength con.
24 was your damage.
Oh, my damage. Okay, add
20
another. It's another dice damage, correct?
yeah, another
maxed.
max dice damage.
So add 12 slashing damage to that. Hold that. Is that? I think that's my turn. Oh no, I crit, so I get to make an extra attack action from Great Weapon Master. When I score a critical hit or reduce a creature to 0 hit points, I can, as a bonus action. No, I already used my bonus
No,
action.
isn't that cleave?
No. Great Weapon Master. On your turn, when you score a critical hit with melee weapon or reduce a creature to 0 hit points with one, you can make one additional melee weapon attack as a bonus action. As
Okay.
well as the -5 to your hit, +10 to your damage.
Okay. So
But I
you
think-
take four attacks total.
Yes. One of them
You all-
missed, though.
Yeah, you all watch John run in, 2 slashes straight down, one in between the lion and dragon head, one in between the goat and lion head. One attack swings the dragon, bites it, throws it out of the way. The other attack, the goat head tries to ram it. It just slashes and cleaves off one of the horns. John, take 37 points of slashing damage, reduced by half because you are in your adrenal surge.
So 37 over 2 is 17? 18? 18.
18.
Yes.
Yeah. You all watch as John slashes into the beast, one missing, one hitting, and then as the 3 slashes continue, like complete, suddenly wounds open up on the legs and arms of John. And then John, that is your go. Kent, what are you doing?
Oh my god. Well, let me see here. Okay. I can't remember how all of our health was before.
Everybody was healed to maximum HP
Okay,
thanks to
thank
Corazorn.
goodness.
Everybody was healed to max HP because Corazorn, because Tylek walked up to Gorthadak and asked for the half a million gold full restore candies. And instead Corazorn just healed everybody to maximum HP.
Okay. Alright, Kent steals himself and runs forward over here, and
But you can or you Nox right now. I believe you're Nox
right,
now, right?
Nox runs forward for I forget, but I use Sacred Flame on the
Alright,
boy
that's
ahead.
a dexterity save for a what DC? I believe your save is what, 8?
I'm not
no,
sure where
15.
I find that.
Your DC is 15.
Oh right, okay,
you
that's
see-
where it is.
It fails. Roll your damage. I believe it's
Damn it.
2. At this level, you're at 2d10?
Sacred Flames D10.
No,
It's a
D8.
1d8.
I think it's. Yeah, but I believe at your
At level 5, your cantrips get better, I think.
Yeah. Hold on. Cleric.
Increases by 1d8 when you reach 5th level, 11th level, and 17th level. So it's 2d radiant. 2d8
Do you get-
radiant.
So 2d8. Roll 2d8 damage.
2d8. All right. Well, there we
13.
go.
Takes
Very
six.
nice.
Yes, you take 6 points of radiant damage. Your flame hitting the Chimera, engulfing around part of it. You see the same flame as it engulfs around the Chimera, partially engulfs around John too, also engulfing him in the sacred divine flame.
Oh no.
Next is the Chimera's go. The Chimera.
I'm so sorry.
Is going to take a she is John, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that's an advantage.
Oh.
Because of the effects of haste. Well, how about that? 10 and 11. Dex save.
You fail.
13.
That is a fail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. That is 10. 24. 30 points of fire damage.
Take 30 points of fire damage.
30 points of fire damage.
Goddamn.
As the dragon head rears back and right in your face after these slashes just bellows a massive fiery burst straight onto you, engulfing your entire body.
Woof.
God.
Woof.
It is then going to, its wings going to flap, causing a gust of wind.
Please, sir.
And
Does
is
it take damage too?
Have mercy.
no, it does not, because it is a breath weapon. Through the dragon head on the Chimera. It is going to fly over here. John, you do get an attack of opportunity.
Let's go. Does a 17 hit?
17 does hit.
Let's go.
Nice.
1906. Oh. Fucked. Ones and twos. Fuck you, I guess. 14 damage.
14 damage. Or you take 7 points of.
I get up.
You see John take a slash at the Chimera and then immediately grip their chest and fall onto the ground.
Oh my god.
Yippee!
It's 14. My math is not computing right now. Okay. Alright, it is going to then make a claw and horn attack to Kent.
Lovely.
So its claw is going to be a. I don't think that hits. 5 plus 7 is 12. I don't believe a 12 hits.
My AC is 19.
Yeah, definitely not. And then the horn attack. Ooh, that one does hit with a 21.
Ugh.
So it slashes a claw. The lion paw slashes towards you with its claw, and as you dodge out of the way, the goat head immediately slams into you with its horns.
How?
You take. Where is my? Here are the D12. Right. You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as the goat head just slams into you after dodging out of the way of this claw.
Ugh.
Tylik, it is your go.
Well, a lot has happened in the last 6 seconds, therefore I am traumatized.
A whole fuck ton has happened in the last 6 seconds, yes.
How bad does the Chimera look?
Chimera is definitely fucked up.
Okay, let's go.
However, considering what's happened every time John has attacked it, who knows what's going to happen. So Tylik, what do you do?
That is a good question. Well, being out of almost all my spell slots, there's only so much I can do.
We believe in you.
Didn't you get at least the first level back?
You're only able to regenerate so much.
Yeah. Well. Let me see, what does this do? Okay, I guess I will throw a pocket magic missile. Because there's almost
Alright.
not much I can do.
So that is 9 points of force damage.
Yep, and I will run behind Brenham. Hi, how you doing?
Wow.
All right, John, if you would like to make if you have one failed death save. Brenham, what is it you are doing?
Not liking our situation.
Yeah, it's not great.
I swear, John, if you put us into a TPK scenario,
It's not going to be a TPK. The PK is possible.
Depends on what the players do. What they understand about the situation.
Healing word John.
Oh, counterspell, 9th level. No.
Fuck you.
No.
I'd be like, ah.
Chimera doesn't know counterspell.
Chimera just used the spell. It doesn't happen.
Just go. Oh. All right.
Let's go!
So, John, you last remember slashing at the beast and then feeling a pain in your chest and falling to the ground, and you feel yourself get back up.
I hope you have the healing potion on you.
Adrenaline surge.
I will say, because it is a very powerful ability to help nerf it a little bit, because you went down, your adrenal surge has worn off, but you do not suffer the stunned effect because you went down.
Fine.
Because otherwise, it is okay. It's strong. You have to understand. You were a champion fighter.
I know. I'm just being a fucker, dude.
Oh, I know. But it is a power. I'm giving you the fact that you are not under the stunned ability. You are not under the stunned effect.
Gosh.
But you've lost your adrenal surge.
Okay, cool.
So, Brenham, anything else you want to do? Which
Heal
also,
John.
I'm also going to say, because I forgot to say this, everybody who casts magic, because I was thinking about it, I don't think that Sorcerer can actually cast 2-level spells, even if they do Quicken Spell. Even if they do Quicken Spell, Sorcerer cannot cast 2-level spells within the same round unless one is a cantrip. But because you were all the chosen and blessed by the 10 children,
And fuck it.
every single magic caster, including Kent and Brenham, can cast 2 leveled spells within a turn. If you are hasted, you can cast 2 leveled spells within a turn. Not 3, 2. So if
we're hasted?
if a magic caster is hasted, you get 2 actions, which means you can cast 2 leveled spells within an action. Within the 1 for each action. So 2 within a turn. Being blessed by the second highest level of God, the magic casters can cast 2 leveled spells. However, none of them have been hasted. So, but Brenham, unless you have a bonus action spell, leveled, or cantrip that you wish to do, what is your choice?
I do want to call out the fact of like, hey John, what do you want us to do exactly? Because it looks like if we kill this thing,
Points at
you
it.
might die. Okay, but you might die here, so
Okay.
fine. Fine then, in that case, run up and stab it.
All right, make your attack roll.
I go up and stab it.
That's
wrong button
damage,
again.
not attack roll.
Shut up.
That just hits.
Nice.
Damage anyways, goddamn.
Ooh.
All right, John, you take 3 points of piercing damage.
Whew.
I mean, technically, I got advantage anyway. I just forgot that.
I mean, go ahead, roll one more time so you get a crit.
Let's see.
No,
Dang it, that was. I
But
looked
we're
at that
taking
and I was like, ooh, nope.
we're taking the first damage roll. John, it is now your go.
Thank God I have one health.
So far, you've noticed that attacking the creature hurts you. Every time you hit it, it hurts you.
It was hostile to me first. I have no quarrels in my heart.
I mean, you had the first initiative roll.
Last
Technically,
time
it
I
never
was here,
attacked
I
us.
tried to walk past it and be peaceful, and it fucking assaulted me.
Oh. Okay then. Never mind then.
Don't you pull
I was
this
gonna
shit
say,
on me.
technically, we attacked it first.
It tried my life first.
That was unknown to the party.
It still is on that.
It's still unknown to the party. Only
It still
John
is actually,
knows.
yeah, good
We're
point.
just like, we're following John. We don't know what's going on, though.
Let's go.
You're following John, but also be aware of what your characters would do, knowing what they are seeing in the current moment. Separating player knowledge from character knowledge. Like, yeah, you're following John, but John might be on a death mission right now.
Yeah.
Time to make my attack. It's -5. One of them hits, and it's a 19. So, it's a crit. Here comes me! Reroll 2s. Fuck yourself.
You got a 2 to a 1 on the
A 2 to a 2. The last one was a 2 to a 1. It was a cocked to a 2 to a 1. Just walking down the fucking scale. So, 17 damage. 17.
Okay. You take this slash. I'm
Yeah.
assuming you run up to it first.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Sorry, I got caught up in kill mode.
All right. You watch John run up, take this slash pin between Brenham and Kent, slash into it, and as John takes his sword and slashes down, he immediately crumbles into the ground unconscious. John, you are now back into your death saving
I
throws.
see.
My God.
Is it dead at least?
It is unconscious.
Cool.
The thingamabob?
The Chimera is unconscious. Yes.
Oh, okay.
but so is John.
Are we still
I was
taking
like, which one of us
turns,
want to heal
or-
John, huh?
So after that is Kent's turn. Kent, what are you doing?
Freaking... I'm going around the corner and gonna freaking cure wounds.
All right, go ahead, cast your Cure Wounds at whatever level you desire.
My god. Cast it at a level 2.
Watch.
18. All right, John, you get 18 points of health back,
Yes.
and as you plant this healing spell into John, you watch him breath enter him again, and you also watch as the 3 heads of the Chimera all simultaneously breathe back together and are laying there on the ground, back conscious again.
Oh my god.
Go ahead, make everybody except John make a intelligence or wisdom check.
Oh, definitely intelligence.
Mm. Intelligence or wisdom?
That would be a 21.
Holy shit.
19.
I know what the fuck's going on here.
I have low. What the hell?
19 for Brenham, and Brenham, which one did you choose specifically? You said intelligence?
Yes.
Alright, so Tylik and Brenham, you both assume that, because it's been explained, if I remember correctly, you've known or been told before, especially by Jackson, you know that John was known as the Chimera. So both Brenham and Tylik assume that whatever this being is, this Chimera that is defending the gates of Valhalla, might be in some way connected to John. If this thing is to fully die, John is to fully die.
Oh.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
So only Brenham and Tylik?
Yes, Kent, you are not aware of this.
Oh my god.
After that, you have a bonus action if you would choose to take it.
Me?
Yes.
Ah.
And you can cast a leveled or unleveled spell as long as it costs a bonus action.
Say that again. What was
You
that
have a
again?
bonus action. You can cast whatever spell you desire, because being part of the 10 Children's Chosen, you can cast a leveled or unleveled spell, as long as it costs a bonus action. Basically, you get to choose any spell. Any magic caster, so you, Brenham, or Kent. You, Brenham, or Tylik cast a spell. So you have a bonus action. You cast Cure Wounds, you could cast Healing Word, or any other spell that costs a bonus action, whatever it is you desire.
Mm,
Or you could choose to end it there. And explain what it is your character is doing in the meantime.
Okay.
Or ask me, like, what your character might observe to possibly make another check for something else or whatever. But you have to convince me to be able to make the check, if that makes sense.
Can I make an Arcana check to just obliterate the Chimera? John
No.
and his infinite magical powers just.
I mean, I'm sure.
John just goes, die? Question mark?
I'm sure since John has gone down like multiple times, like
You have noticed with your, if I look, what is your passive perception? Uh, yeah, you have definitely noticed that every time John has hit it, he has taken damage, and every time the Chimera has been hit, John has taken damage.
I'm gonna be real. John was fighting with a look of desperation.
And you would have noticed that too with your passive perception. Yes, you would have noticed.
Hmm. Okay, so I do realize that something is a little weird here.
In all the times where you have fought, you may not, your character Kent or Nox does not know that their mortalities are entwined, but you definitely know that something is wrong, and killing it might not be the full solution. It is a solution, but it might not be the best.
Hmm. Okay. Well, would I be able to talk to John before as my bonus action?
Sure, yeah. What do you say to John?
Like is John still on the ground after like coming back?
You
or...
heal John. John is currently like prone on the ground,
Getting
you
ready to
just
go swing again.
you just healed John.
Okay. Kent bends down or Nox bends down and is just like, this isn't the way. We need to like get out of here or something, because something weird's going on and I don't trust this.
What a way to convince a desperate man.
I'd say
Keep in mind, you have to convince the character, not
Yeah.
the DM.
Mm-hmm.
yes. You're convincing John.
John, like, hears that and looks at Tyler, or not Tyler, from Nox. There's like 5, 6 fucking names I have to keep track of now. My brain's not good already.
No worries.
He looks at Nox and says, I don't want to lose my son again. And there he looks shaken, he's desperate, but he doesn't look like he's going to back down.
If that is the end of Nox's turn,
Mm.
it is now the Chimera's turn. The Chimera is now going to make its move. It is going to fly back over to the door and plant itself. Kent, Brenham, and John all get to make attack of opportunities. John, because you are prone, get to make it at disadvantage. But Kent and Brenham, if they decide, can make attack of opportunities if you so choose.
I feel John in this moment would hesitate, though.
So he would hesitate.
Noticing that they're both
he would
taking damage at the same
hesitate
time, I
just
wanna-
long enough for it to get out of his reach.
Okay, so Brenham and Kent, would you both make attack of opportunities, or would you abstain from attacking?
I shall abstain.
At this moment, you probably wouldn't, regarding the things that have happened so far.
Okay, so you watch the Chimera immediately fly back over, sit in front of the door, like poised down, the dragon head up above, the ram head like reared back, ready to hit somebody, the lion head just staring, like keeping an eye on everybody. And it is just going to wait there. It is just going to stay for the moment holding its action. Tylik, what is it you're doing?
So, did I hear this conversation between Nox and assume the reply of John since he can't speak?
I'll say you heard Nox make either a perception or insight check to see how well you can read John's body language.
Said perception or insight.
Perception or insight. Each having their own different DC. Insight, 11.
Yeah.
You heard what Nox said, but John, at this moment, it was difficult to know what it was he said or what it was he meant with whatever he was mouthing to Nox. You're not sure what John's intention was, but you did see that he didn't swing on the Chimera as it was going back to the door.
Like,
What-
could I
whatever-
see the hesitation in his body?
I'll say you saw him like grip the blade harder, but after hearing what Nox said, he didn't take the swing. He had the opportunity to, but he didn't take the swing, though he still had the grip and the intensity in his arm to be able to take the swing in that moment. There was just that slight hesitation.
Okay. So let's see. Yeah. And so what I just saw is the Chimera go back to where it was originally.
Yeah, you saw it go right back in front of the door where whenever you were all coming up to it, it was kind of like asleep. And as you all were coming up, John coming up, sword drawn, you watch it look at John and it immediately prowl up into its defensive and attacking stance. And then the battle ensued.
So what is the Chimera doing now?
The Chimera, the lion head is staring like between the group. The goat head is currently just like reared back, just waiting in anticipation, and the dragon head is simultaneously also looking at the group, just waiting to see what's about to happen. Both the wings like furled out to look as big and intimidating as possible.
So I shall run up beside John. I'm guessing is looking pretty bad about now.
Just a little bit. John's looking definitely injured.
Definitely injured. I have 18 out of 51 health.
Yikes.
The Chimera also injured. And I will say you notice every time between the lion and the dragon head, like one is always looking at John. Whenever the one that is looking at John looks away, the other is looking at John. There's always one of the two looking at John at all times.
Okay. So, while I'm running up to John, I'm throwing my dagger into its holster, and I put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm like, John, I think I know what's going on here. I'm not sure if I'm right. I'm not sure if I can explain this, but it seems like you and that Chimera over there are connected in some way. Every time you hit it, you get hurt, and vice versa. And like I'm trying to see if John's picking up what I'm putting down.
I'm sure
John?
Nox is listening as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, with your passive perception.
Right next.
Yeah.
John
Here,
looks like he already knows this information. And he's just like death gripping one of his great swords and just staring daggers at the Chimera.
So, okay. So if you understand that, you obviously know if you kill that thing, you will die as well, most likely. We have to figure out a way. I'm guessing do not violence to get past the Chimera.
I will say, as DM, that will end your turn and the interaction.
Okay.
And coming up on Brenham's turn, I will say you watch as the dragon mouth moves. Does anybody here speak Draconic?
Oh.
Do I speak Draconic?
No, I do not.
Damn, does no one here actually speak Draconic? There's always
No.
at least one person that takes Draconic, because that's cool.
I only have like I have Abyssal,
Could-
Celestial, and Deep Speech in common, and that's it.
I have Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and...
I mean, it's not how it's written, but could I, upon trying to recognize the language, cast Comprehend Language?
I will say
Because it takes an action to cast.
yes. You did a lot of talking. Make a dexterity check to see if you're quick enough on the draw. After hearing the speaking, because it was about the end of your turn that it was happening, and you did a lot of talking.
17.
I'll say yeah, just barely. You see it start. You see it start. You hear a few words. You quickly cast this as it goes on to Brenham's turn, and what you're able to discern is the dragon mouth staring and saying, "Your purpose."
I can comprehend it, but I can't speak it. Fuck. Okay.
Maybe this
Uh,
thing knows common. Who knows?
And now, Brenham, what are you doing?
Do I hear?
Oh, right, no.
Tyler.
Tongues allows you to speak every language, not comprehend language.
Comprehend languages lets you understand but not speak.
Understand and read. Tongues allow you to speak every language. Brenham, what is it you're doing?
Was I able to hear Tyler's talk?
Yeah, I'll say you heard after, because you also passed the check to understand what was going on between the connection with the Chimera and John, and paying attention to, because you were definitely questioning what's supposed to happen. You heard the conversation between Tyler and John, and
Okay.
you still see John like fully ready, even if it cost him himself to get through this beast.
Okay. 2 questions. One, would I have to roll to get a good look or understanding of this door area?
What are you trying to understand?
Just like either how magical is it? What does it exactly look like?
I mean, how it looks like, you can just see easily, and you saw as you were walking up to it, it is just 2 massive stone doors, like 20, 30 feet, no, like 40, 50 feet in height, with in common written Valhalla across the doors. You can see they open outward, not inward. And there's the Chimera standing in front of it. If you're wanting to see how magical they are, that would be an Arcana check. And I would say to try to discern the magic, that would take your action to be able to discern if they are magical or not, because you're taking your moment to try to understand, see if there's anything, feel if there's anything magical about the doors that you were looking at.
I was trying to see if there was even a possibility of opening it without this thing, or with this thing being at least slightly in the way or not. Or at least if it was unconscious, if we could open doors ourselves, or does it have to like kind of let us in?
I mean, the idea is, yeah, it would, if it was unconscious, you could open the door. But from what your knowledge is from what's happened in the battle, John would also be unconscious.
Okay,
And John kind of is the person who led you in, is the main person desiring to get into the doors.
okay. Second question. My special instrument thing,
Yes.
put it down on the ground, right? And still have everything still be okay?
What do you mean by put it down to the ground? Like, you mean just
Friends,
like, you mean like put it in a way where you're trying to be unthreatening?
No, just like the way you worded it last session, it can still be in my possession, but I can't be holding it. That's still
I
fine.
would- If you're wanting to be like, I would say it's kind of like you can kind of like apparate the instrument at any point, and you can just have it disappear and it goes away entirely. You don't really have to
Hey,
set
cool.
it onto the ground.
Cool. Can I throw it up in the air, make it into a piano, and throw it on John's head and try and knock him out?
To knock him out?
Huh?
Well, if I
I'm
knock him out, then the
sorry,
Chimera
what?
can be knocked out, and we can have a moment to concentrate
I'm
on this
pretty
thing.
sure that would kill a man.
Okay,
Hey,
well,
quick-
it's John.
I'm sorry.
Okay?
You're trying to
Can I-
fucking
can I-
Wile E. Coyote fucking drop a piano on his head.
Let me
Can I
get this
pretty
straight.
please point
Wait,
something
okay,
out?
either a
Can I
either a
pretty please point
piano or
something
like
out?
smash him in the head with like a drum
Can
kind
I-
of thing.
can I-
like
can I-
something
what do
to
you-
knock him
can I-
out for a moment.
Can I say something? I've gone
Yeah.
unconscious and it was perfectly fine. The first time I went unconscious, it leapt over me to Brenham,
Yeah. So wait, what
Yes.
made it go unconscious the second time then?
beating the shit out of it. And that made me go unconscious.
Yes. So John is connected to it, but so whenever it gets damaged, John gets damaged. But whenever John gets damaged, it doesn't necessarily mean it gets damaged.
It is a one-way
Oh.
street, safe for healing. That bastard.
Can I throw a piano on top of one of its heads and try and knock it out?
You did not just hear
I
that
would
conversation.
say,
Have at it.
I would
have at it.
say
I don't. You know what? You do
at
your
that
thing.
range,
If I
no.
if I run up to it?
You would have to be within melee of a creature that is holding its action with 3 heads, and
We'll show him.
You know what? I thought I had a good idea. Okay.
I don't know. That was
No,
pretty fantastic in my
it was
opinion.
if you want,
awesome. Don't
if
get
you
me
want to
wrong.
do it,
Great idea.
go for it. It's up to
Have
you.
at it.
Just understand you watched it go in front of the door, and it is sitting there ready and prepared, staring at the group. It is up to you whether you want to run up in front of it. Because it is your blessing, you have pure understanding, and to do something like that, you would have to most likely be within melee range, because you would have to summon the piano, and you can't like summon it 20 feet away. You're creating the instrument for you to play, so for you to be able to play the instrument, it would have to be within melee range of yourself. It's not you can't really use the summoning of the instrument as a attack, unless you were like on a ledge and then 100 feet down a ledge next to you was an enemy. I would allow that, but like them being 20 feet away from you, that's something different.
The DM explaining why we can't Wile E. Coyote a motherfucker.
Look, my original plan was
Shut up, Trent.
like knock out John, and then
No,
the
I
creature would
understand
be
you-
knocked out,
I
and then
get
we could.
that.
I
I
know,
get that.
I
Figure it
know
out.
your plan. I understand your plan.
But you
getting-
won't let it happen,
However,
because I didn't understand in the first place.
no, it's fine. It's fine. Just now you
Okay.
know. So
Yes.
what is it that you are doing, bro?
I am glad that the action did not go through, because if that happened, Brenham would be on my character's absolute shit list after what just happened.
Just like,
What?
oops, piano. The science
no,
show, piano.
Piano! Wait, that was planned. It was planned
Whose
involved.
idea was this?
John down on the floor.
But I
John,
would
Family Guy
figure,
death pose.
I would figure Brennan would know what's going on after 2 people talked about it.
Exactly. At that point, okay, you know what?
I don't suppose
Brenham
you could
understands
play
what's
a song,
happening.
make it go
I
to
do
sleep.
not.
Yes, which is why I am here to help the discrepancies be recognized. So what is it that Brenham is doing? So if Brenham wants to drop a piano, you'll have to be within melee
I'm not
range.
dropping a piano now.
Okay, Okay, just making sure. Just let it. That was the original
There will
idea.
be
I
no
just wanted.
Involved.
I mean,
Okay.
it hasn't attacked us yet.
I will say because the instrument is your essentially your spell focus, quote unquote. You do have an instrument out, whichever instrument. You're proficient with all of them now because that's part of the blessing.
You could play anything.
Literally anything. You hear of an instrument, you immediately know exactly how to play it.
Play a harmonica like Jimmy Lewis. That's not good.
Literally. Better
Yeah.
than him. Better.
I think that's just the person I made
Like
up, to be
Hank
honest.
Green?
Better.
Yeah.
You're the best. Literally, you are like the best player of any instrument there ever is. You are literally blessed by the god of music. So
Use it. Use it.
you currently have an instrument out which has been shown to be your focus of spells and healing.
Yeah.
So what is it you are doing?
The worst part is I was thinking about that the entire time, and I wasn't thinking of a secondary thing.
I know that feeling.
Alright, I'm gonna do this my turn. Other player, the turn before yours, it cancels your entire plan. Fuck.
Son of a bitch!
Okay, in that case, could I go up to John? Like, go up, like, just a little bit. Like, kind of reconvene with the group. Could I ask John if he tried at least kind of talking with it beforehand? Yes. Yes, you. Did you at
No,
least-
he's not.
Pulls
He's
down
pointing
his
to
Oh, yeah,
scarf
right,
and points
right.
to his throat scar.
Right. Right. God, I'm out of it.
You're
Venom
doing
is
great,
absolutely
man.
throwing
You're
the
doing
bag.
great.
I.
This is great.
Oh my.
You're the comedic relief we needed.
God bless.
He is the bard, so.
Yep.
The worst part is
Doing
that's
it.
actually true. I genuinely forgot that John couldn't talk for a second. How about we try talking to it, or at least be non-threatening?
I will say, because there's been 3 party members doing it, I will say Brenham with advantage make a persuasion check, and I will let Trent, based on John's idea and feelings, I decide how the check will go. So with advantage, make a persuasion check. You've had all of your party members. So keeping in mind, all of your party members have talked about this.
I understand this, and John has slowly been like mentally taking steps back and resigning himself to the fact that yes, they're right, I can't just swing a sword at fucking everything. However, my son's behind those doors, and there's a deep frustration there that he's trying to work over. So that's why he's so tense. That's why he's so driven to do this.
Yeah, so with advantage, Brenham, make your persuasion check, and I will call that as your action after the conversation with the three people trying to persuade John.
How about a 23?
23.
Observe. Natural 1.
All right, so
Minus 1 to 0.
You know, you make a pretty good point.
All right, so that was
John.
You got a point there.
that was your turn, John. It is now your turn. You hearing all 3 of your allies saying this to you, the tensity in your muscles, in your brain, in your mind, staring at this thing that you believe is standing between you and your son.
John will push past Nox and go punch the nearest tree as hard as he can.
I thought you were gonna punch Nox for a second.
No, that's why I said push past.
A tree is
Clock
really
'em.
far. However, there is the stone wall next to the door. If you would,
No, I want to try and like cleave a tree.
uh,
Like John, I will step out of initiative at this point. I'm not holding hostile intention towards the Chimera anymore.
Yeah, that would-
John will just walk off.
Yeah, I'll
towards the
say
tree.
that'll be like action dash, but I'll say a part of that. You just kind of run up and just fucking punch a tree. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Please let me crit. I cleave that fucking tree.
You watch John just kind of run up to this, like, not big tree, but like like small medium size, like average growing tree, and just fucking punch it straight in the center. It like shockwave cave in, and then after a moment you hear as it leans and falls over, slamming into the ground. John just kind of standing there.
Standing there, like fully tense, but just like processing everything. So like arms at his side, still death gripping one of his swords. Just
I will say at this point, we'll go ahead and step out of initiative. The Chimera is still tense at the door, but not currently doing anything, staring at the group. After watching John walk off, seeing him cleave the tree, still tense, but standing there holding its ground. What is it the party is deciding to do?
Take a 5-y.
Take an 8-hour.
We just start just camping out right here.
Player-wise, not character-wise.
There was, you know what? Yeah, we can go ahead and take a 5-minute break for players and such.
Will also allow us time to discuss.
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and use the restroom. Everybody can have their own discussion of player-wise about what they want to do. So, when I come back.
so who's having fun?
I
sure
am just, my goodness. Ah! That's how I feel.
I did originally think of piano, but then I was just like, no. What if I just like use like, what if I just did like the like a big tuba and like smash it over your head so where like the cartoon is like you're just stuck inside of a tuba.
You could, in theory,
I
pipe
mean-
organ. Fuck a piano, dude. Drop a pipe organ on
I
somebody.
just hope that in any new fights that we have, if you just bust out like a random instrument and just fight with music, that would be kind of epic.
Oh, I will make this. See, Jacob said that it was at least possible to do this. I'm going to do it eventually.
The moment he said it was possible, I was like, we're gonna figure out a way. Where there's a
yeah.
will, there's a
I
way.
mean, you're
By
literally
God, I
like
would
the
love to kill
best.
someone.
The best!
I'm going to use my antlerlet still for something, I hope.
Amulet?
The antulate.
Oh my
Just
god!
one random person who's afraid of insects. Summon it on their ear or something.
I mean, if
In
it
their
summoned
ear canal.
spiders, Nox would be
Exactly.
absolutely mortified. But luckily, it's just ants. Just one single ant. Ant.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Be right back.
So, David.
No.
What? What was
Yes.
that reaction?
I do that at work all the time. Somebody
Yeah?
comes in and asks me a question. I just automatically say no
Nope.
before they even get halfway through.
That definitely sounds
can't
like
help you.
something you do.
Can't help you. I'm
Especially
busy.
to Jacob. Definitely. But it's really funny. Me and Jacob, we were playing a game earlier before this, and we found like a NPC that had your name, and he He busted out like an imitation of you for it. It was pretty funny.
Could you tell if it was good or not, or
It was decent, I'd say.
Mm.
It was pretty funny.
So, here's the
I
plan.
don't know how I feel about that.
I talked to this motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
You can't understand it. Oh
I
no,
did.
wait.
I mean, he
You
can't
partially
understand it.
understood it.
I'm guessing. I mean, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
guessing
you
it
could definitely
understood
try to.
us.
Both of you as spellcasters would probably recognize I cast comprehend language, since you recognize the verbal component.
Hmm. I mean, I do have observant. I can read lips.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm right next to you when I cast it, so you
That's
would
also
have
true.
heard me cast it.
That is also true. That is true. That
Because
is
you would
true.
have heard the dragon saying something, me immediately snap to it, and cast a spell.
Hmm. True. But I definitely
So-
think that is one of the better ideas
Got
as of now.
Pokemon gummies.
Nice!
I propose.
But they're not the
I
original
communicate-
Scooby-Doo's.
Do the gummies look really, like, weird?
Have they melted?
It's like they look, like, all kind of amalgamated. I feel like
See if
the
we can
gummies always end up
recognize
looking all funny.
I think this is Pikachu.
All right.
You cannot tell.
Goddamn. Hold up. What if I?
That
Yeah,
looks
that's
like
Pikachu.
Pikachu, I'd say. Does it have any other like pictures of any Pokemon on the packaging?
On the box itself.
Oh.
What are you?
Show, what is it? Oh, is that a cottony?
Ron.
I can't tell, it's hard to say.
No, it's not a cottony. Why would it be a
It
cottony?
kinda looked cottony shaped. Like it had like the little two, it almost looked like it had the two leaves on the side almost.
mean. But there are details that get lost in trends. Bulbasaur! Bulbasaur?
Show
I
it
could
again.
like.
Was it Bulbasaur?
It's like a fine detail in the face that looks like this dumbass smile.
Ah,
That I could see that, yeah.
Oh, we got Eevee.
Oh yeah, that's easy. That's easy to tell.
Blue is. Oh, Blue's a fucked up Squirtle. He's just squashed.
Aw.
Like he got his little tail, his head, but he's just short now.
That's goofy if the red one's Bulbasaur.
No, red one's
Interesting.
green
Pikachu.
one.
The
Oh,
orange
what was
one,
the-
I think
it was orange.
I have a second one.
I couldn't tell.
We'll cross-examine. Oh, we do have green ones in here. Yeah, that one's absolutely Bulbasaur.
So what's the? Is the red one maybe Charmander?
Could
No,
be.
the red one was.
Do you see Bulbasaur's signature dumbass smile, where the
Oh,
light's
yeah.
glinting?
absolutely. I also
Yeah.
see a little bulb on the back.
So what the fuck are you?
Is
Let
it
me
the
see.
orange one we're trying to figure out?
Let me see.
Yeah, the orange one.
I'm assuming Charmander.
But then why wouldn't they make?
Why does it look
Does
so
not-
weird?
Does it not say on the package?
Gengar's an option.
What?
There's a Gengar.
Oh! Do you think that might be it?
No
Gengar's
shot.
purple.
Could you just
Yeah.
like take a picture of it with like your phone and send it?
My phone has a dog shit camera.
Well, there we go. Do you think it'd be better than this then?
Mayhaps.
I don't know when it became this, but I think it's funny.
What are?
Yes, Pikachu,
Alright.
Pikachu, Gengar, Squirtle, Charmander, and Bulbasaur. I've specifically looked up the gummies on Betty Crocker website
Oh hell yeah!
because it was
Not
annoying
Betty
me.
Crocker.
Two Pikachu's fucked up though. All right.
Okay, well,
I got my treat.
Here does it taste like?
Good question. I saved one of each of them for the last, so I can compare. But this one's Pikachu. I'm assuming Cherry.
Hmm.
Why would it be cherry?
Interesting
my
choice.
God.
It's
I feel
colored
like
red.
Pikachu would taste like
So-
maybe be like
So
lemon
why would
flavored.
Pikachu be red?
I don't know, bro. I didn't make the gummies.
I don't know why they did that for that and made like Eevee the
Eevee's
yellow one.
yellow.
That's weird.
You could have made
No,
Eevee
Pikachu's yellow. There's
orange.
2 Pikachus.
Yeah,
There's two
Eevee
Pikachus?
orange. But then again, if
Oh,
orange
that
is
is
Charmander,
a
then
Pikachu. I see the tail now.
Yeah,
All
Pikachu's
right.
both red and yellow.
Well, so during this climactic battle with a Chimera, through the injuring of a friend, through the damaging of a supposed enemy, the party convinced the main frontliner that murder might not be the option. And now we stand after John tearing down a tree out of initiative order.
Ew, what the hell?
What is whatever the party is doing, the Chimera is standing right at the door, wings out, heads up, staring back, the goat head reared back, ready just in case anybody is to come close.
Leg?
So, I
And
think
Tyler,
it would...
your comprehend languages are still up, Tyler.
Yeah, yeah. So about how long would I have? It's been about a turn, so that's a minute
yeah,
long.
You still have about most of a minute.
You want to ask if it speaks common first?
Well, yeah. That's what I'm gonna do, but in case, like, I'm just... Oh, it lasts an hour, anyways.
Okay.
That's an hour. Okay, not a minute. Okay.
Okay, so I can go at this for a while. So I think, like, me approaching John, throwing my dagger into the conversation, into its holster, and talking to John enough to where he walks away, establishes me as a non-combatant. Assuming this creature has a train of thought.
To your assumption, you can assume you feel like you're being as non-threatening as you can be after just trying to fight it.
Yes. So I kind of have my hands out and like I'm not here to fight, and take a step forward, but no further. Like, I'm gonna talk to you, and
And now a question that you would understand: do you speak out loud to her, or do you think to it? Do you speak to it, or do you think to it?
I ask in common if it speaks common. Well, I established, because it asked, like, what's our purpose here?
Yes. It asks the purpose. You ask if it speaks common, and in return,
I say, we're not here to be a threat. Do you understand common?
the lion head seems to still be eyeing the goat head still reared back. The dragon head, now the lion head keeping entire eyes on John, though he has walked away, like every now and again glancing at the party. The dragon head looking at you, Tylek. You said you're not a threat. Do you understand common, correct?
Yes.
It goes, you attacked me. Why should I believe you? And yes, I understand, but I do not speak it.
Okay.
Got
fuck, no.
this.
I need to tread water very carefully here.
Yep. Yeah. I say
I will
that's
also
a
be
good.
Remember, Kent/Nox, you have guidance, which means all you can give a D4 to ability checks. You can literally just tap shoulder, hey, extra D4 for free because you have a cantrip.
Whoa, guidance upon me.
Literally.
Would that be helpful for Tylik?
If
All
they
against
choose to make,
with all checks.
it's all any ability check of their choice, they can add a D4. If you choose to give it to them, you can give it to them.
Right now?
Yes, it's a cantrip.
Okay.
You are out of combat order.
Okay.
If things are to
That's good to know.
happen, depending on what's going to happen, combat may ensue again. But
Yeah, I come over and give Tylik that guidance.
so now,
Okay.
whatever check you make next, you will have an extra D4.
Give him a little tap on the
So,
shoulder.
So how would I go about this? Because like my character's gone through their head. How do I diplomatically resolve this? Because my goal is for this thing not to kill us, because we are absolutely not in a position to fight right now. If we wanted to fight, which I don't. So I speak to the Chimera and I'm like, this was all a gross misunderstanding that started with our fighter over there. We offer our greatest apologies for attacking you unprovoked, and we did not wish to fight you initially. However, we were dragged into this fight by our fighter.
Make a persuasion check.
And it's what, a plus D4?
Plus D4, yes.
Not deception, persuasion. I don't think I'm gonna need that plus 4.
Hey.
You say this, and the Dragonhead speaks forth. I felt his attack coming in a vision. I sat waiting. His fierce visage piercing the veil. What should I do to believe that you are truly of no harm? Why should I let you in?
That is, in fact, a good question. Because we don't have much ground to stand on right now, do we?
It says, who do you know? What is a warrior within these halls that you know believes in the art of good?
The question was, who do I believe is in Valhalla that is good, basically.
Yes.
Like, as in, like, do I know somebody, or is that supposed to be rhetorical, like, no one who comes here is good?
Up to your belief. Do you know somebody who might be in Valhalla, or do you believe that any warrior is good or bad? Or is it, like, whatever it is you may believe?
I respond with, I believe any warrior can be good or bad, depending on their motives. For some fight for greed, for some fight for family.
The dragon head, the goat head stopped, like, the goat head was, like, leaned fully back as far as it could be while still having the body lean forward. The goat head slowly comes back forward and looks at, and starts to eye the rest of the group. The dragon head continuing. A warrior's path is stained, and their leash taught by those who bound them to their fight. But still, what warrior do you know that lay within these halls?
No warrior.
And John, you also are able to hear. You don't understand, but you do hear the conversation that Tylik. You hear what Tylik is saying, but you don't understand what the Chimera is saying.
John will sit down on the the fallen tree, and he's just gripping his scarf and staring at a sword he's planted in the ground before him.
Is it your sword?
Yes.
Okay. You see one of the Chimera's heads, like, between the lion and the ram head, the goat head, every now and again eyeing John, looking at him, and then looking at the rest of the party that's immediately in front of him.
As the character, I think I know what's going on here, but I don't think my character does. I wouldn't know if my character would be knowing what's going on here. But I think my character could piece it together.
Piece it together.
So I'm gonna say, because my character, they are understanding we are coming here for John's son. And from the bits and pieces I am gathering from the Chimera, dead soldiers lie here. So I'm
And
guessing
from the talk around, the words around the arch of the doorway that Kent/Knox had translated, that was it within Celestial.
Oh. What
do I
was that again?
know?
I didn't write it down. If I remember correctly, it was like, warriors lie within these halls. No matter where a warrior falls, their story lies within these halls, or something along those lines.
Oh. I forgot that I had that I saw that before.
Do I know John's son? The name of John's son?
You do not.
But I would assume he follows the namesake of John of Trode. I would say we come here to seek a warrior with the namesake of Trode. A young warrior.
The claws, it leaned back. It then goes into a full, like, pride-like stance and slowly one paw forward slowly into the group until it is standing face, one head right up against each of the members that are currently standing there.
I resist the urge to pet it.
And eventually, as the other two are looking, the dragon head curls around and gets right into your face, Tylik, and goes, "But which Trodaire? There are a few within my halls."
Shit.
So, family of warriors. Well, let me quickly check.
Can I phone a friend?
'Cause do I even have this spell?
I don't suppose we could go and ask John, could we?
Yeah, Brenham and Knox, you just hear like basically a Paradusculasni Gilamoka, like speaking to Tylik, and Tylik speaking back in common. You have no idea what the fuck you like had this conversation going on between Tylik and the Chimera, and then the Chimera trudges up, the lion and goat head right in your faces, and the dragon head going amongst the group and then getting inches away from Tylik's face.
Yeah, but with what Tylik just said prior.
Yeah, you're getting up bits and pieces of the conversation with what Tylik is saying.
Is it apparent that he needs a specific name?
That I respond to the head of the dragon. The dragon's head. As of right now, that is not a question for me to answer. That would be a question for the warrior over there, as I gesture towards John. However, I do not believe he speaks Draconic, so I would have to act as a medium.
The dragon head, like, gets right up like half an inch away from your face, snarling. Goes, worry not. I require no medium for speak. We are intertwined. I know what he feels. I know who he is. And immediately, you watch as the chimera slowly trudges over, slowly but surely making its way, all three heads pointed at John, until finally 5-10 feet away, the three heads peering around, one looking down, going from below, looking up, one looking straight, and the dragon head looking high, acting mighty, and then closes in the gap, looking like maybe a foot away from John's face, looking straight at your head, looking at your lips. What warrior are you here to see?
John would take a deep breath, release his scarf, stand up, look it in the eyes, and mouth the words, "My name is Jonathan Trodaire, father of Alistar Trodaire, and husband to Jericho Trodaire."
And Nox would be the only one able to understand with the observant able to read lips from this distance, if Nox would so choose.
Of course, he's watching this shit.
But Brenneman and Tylik do not see this. And you, Tylik, you hear, "You're here to see Alistar. Well, fellow warrior, enter the halls. Visit those you truly know. Find solace in their demise." And slowly walks over to the side, and the stone doors slowly, wordlessly, motionlessly, nothing touching them, creak and like slowly push against the ground, dirt pushing up against the door as they slowly open and open wider and wider, until eventually they are wide open into halls familiar to one.
John pulls his sword from the ground and walks in.
And as you walk in, the chimera, the dragon head locking eyes with you, just nods and continues to look. All three heads then proceed to look out into the forest, paying no mind to the rest of the group.
John turns to the group, kind of like, "Come on," and walks
Oh,
inside.
we're allowed?
Oh, we're allowed? Okay.
Okay.
I was gonna follow him regardless.
I mean, emotions, Nox follows. Just like,
The
what
group-
is happening?
The group walks in to the halls. What you immediately see is one main hallway. And it's kind of branching off, just straight shoots from each side. You just see straight paths On the right side, A. On the left side, B. Then the next, C. Then D. Just kind of each branching path is each letter kind of alphabetizing what you assume to be every single warrior that has been alive.
John will, without hesitation at all, go down A and walk all the way down to the sun.
You watch, and I'm assuming all follow.
Mhm.
John walks down, you walk 10, 20 minutes until a youthful looking person with the one great sword to their side, big smile, hair not as long as John's, but still in homage to their father and who they were. Definitely trying to be the man he was. You see on a plaque beneath the stone statue, Alistair Trodair. And leaning against the feet, John notices first a letter against the feet.
John will hesitate, tear up a little bit looking at his son, and then walk up and pick up the letter and open it.
You pick up the letter, and first you notice a wax seal pressed against keeping the letter closed. And at first it feels unfamiliar. Slightly unfamiliar. You may have noticed it, if like two swords interlocking. Feel free to make a history check.
Big money, no whammies. The worst money possible. Holy shit, I'm broke. Listen, that one.
Now, you don't know. The symbol is very unfamiliar.
Easy as not one. You don't know. That's it.
But you're unsure what this could mean. You pop it open. And reading the letter, it reads, "Hello, John. So you have decided to crawl out of the pit of hell I threw your family into. Unfortunately, your son got away from me in our first life, so I have taken it upon myself to finish what I have started. If you ever wish to see those that you hold dear again, then find me where this world started. Don't keep me waiting."
John stares at this letter, like processing it. It's in his hand, and the more he processes it, the tighter he grips the paper. And what did he do? He doesn't know what to do at this point, I guess. He's desperately trying to seek his family out. There is a lead here. There is a chance he could have some semblance of normalcy. And it slipped through his fingers. And while relieved to hear that his son survived longer than he thought, is caught up in this same whirlwind of he is potentially going to die again. And John, after staring at this paper for a solid minute, almost motionless, hard turns, walks out the A section and all the way down to, I believe it was, where is it? John notes. X.
You follow John, unsure of what the note says, except for John. Watching him read this and his expression go blank and then filled with anger, watch him brush past all of you, confused what the hell's going on in a very unfamiliar space with somebody who seems to know where the hell he's going. Follow him down the halls going to X, and eventually find him walking over very quickly to a statue of a massively, like, rivaling John in size, possibly larger, armored being. Stone statue. Last name scratched out. Unknown. First name Xavier. Xavier. And they are heavily clad in armor. You cannot see face. The armor is thick. Their shoulders come out to almost a point. The elbows come out to almost a point. There's like almost like sections that would be seen as both defensive, but also allowing whatever person wears this armor to have a full range of motion, no matter where they try to bend. It is both an intricate and elegant and terrifying set of armor. And you see John just staring with intent and anger.
John doesn't wait long before spitting on the plaque and then walking to Jay.
Does anybody else decide to do anything as John spits and then brushes past everybody again?
I give a quick look at the plaque to Xavier. And I study the details of it. And would I have any idea of who this would be?
No. You have no idea who the hell this could be.
Yeah, as soon as John starts leaving, Nox just follows after him close behind, just to like keep track of him.
I make a mental note of who this character is, and
Alright. Brenham,
I
you
j-
doing anything?
I shuffle off to John.
Oh, Brenham kind of wants to like ask and be like, John, but is also very scared at the same time. Like very unknown place, yet John knows what he's doing or where he's going, so I trust John. But at the same time, like, I want to ask if you're okay, but also I know
here.
that I don't want to make you snap and just slap me, so I'm just gonna follow you.
Don't think he would do that, but
No,
You
but
all eventually
still.
follow John after brushing past, kind of like unintentionally, just in his own mental path, just brushing straight past all of you. Eventually going back up through the halls to Jay. Walking a little bit down until eventually you all come to an extremely familiar statue. The plaque reading Jonathan Trodaire, and standing there you see hold with two great swords within their sheaths. Standing there, stone cold face, hair in a bun. The John that you know as an ally and friend. Stone statue depicting them at their greatest.
Is there a chunk of the armor missing?
Right over the heart of the of the plate mail, there is a chunk of armor missing.
John pulls out his chunk of armor
Oh my
and
God.
just Jigsaw slaps that shit in there.
Oh my god.
Holy
You-
shit!
Take it out, you slap it in, and you watch it's about to fall, and then it immediately magnetizes, snaps back into place. And immediately you hear a hum around all of you, until eventually you see the statue start to glow red from within, until the red glow starts to encompass the entire statue. It's slowly getting hotter and hotter. John, just from being in proximity with how hot, you take 1 point of fire damage as the intense heat that is generating from this. The other three, I'm assuming you're stood a little bit back.
So John would also be
yeah.
like partially ahead of them because he, while not running, is power walking as a fucking 6'8" dude. So he's just.
So you're all kind of like jogging to try to keep up with him. But after the intense heat, suddenly the air gets filled. You can't see through the intense steam and like just cloud of dust filling the air, until eventually it dissipates, and from where the statue once stood, on the pedestal which once read Jonathan Tredair, now reading yours. And you see what was once the familiar symbol of a chimera with jagged edges of broken pieces of armor. Instead, the same picture of a chimera, but a perfectly square set of metal. It's laying upon the pedestal where the statue once stood.
Just this, like, fully formed square of metal.
Just like the same size as the chimera, where it was once jagged edges,
Yeah.
just a square, like palm sized.
John will lean down and pick it up.
You pick it up and you feel a familiarity with it. It holds what you once knew.
John, like, presses it to where it would be on his breastplate, the equivalent. He just, to see if that does anything.
You take the square of metal, press it against your chest around where your heart is, and everybody watches as he takes his hand away, the square stays, and slowly you watch as it from underneath kind of folds out and then grows and grips around, and almost like both slime and solid metal wrapping around, grabbing, gripping, extending out, and then grabbing and metal creaking, until after about a minute's process, you watch as what was once a simple breastplate upon John, the breastplate kind of shunted off of him, ripped off, and him standing in a very elegant but also thick set of plate mail. Adorned his entire body. Movement, you see him reaching out, pressing in, getting used, remembering the exact feeling of this armor within himself, gripping the one sword he has now that he did not have before he met up with you after exiting the Null Plane. And you see him taking everything in. Familiarity coming back to him in a world of confusion. And you see him just in the moment. John, you now have your plate mail.
My plate mail. Let's go. AC's 18 now. Yippee.
What the fuck?
John like takes a moment. Like he did. Is there a helmet to this?
I will
'cause I
say
was gonna
you
say,
like
John-
you go to put on, like, you're trying to think. You remember, would John have had a helmet? I lied.
John would have had a helmet because he was a faceless, very powerful on the battlefield, and he didn't want to die, and the fastest way to die in a sword fight is to expose your head. So he would have had one of those like very simple helmets with like the fucking flip up visor.
You watch as John, like, the familiarity just goes, kind of puts his hands up, feeling his head, and you watch as the metal from like the back of the neck extends again and crawls, grabs, grips around the head and grows around the face, and then a visor, like, and then from the side pieces fold out, clink, fold out, and then connect at the center and then come down, covering his face entirely, being a now fully clad knight general within his plate mail.
John takes a deep breath, like takes off his helmet and stares at it. And there is recalling in his eyes as he remembers the wars that he fought, the wars that he won in these armors. But at the same time, there is a sadness attached to it, and he shakes the conflict off of his face, kind of like rears his shoulders back, and then like sets the helmet back on with the visor up. And he just looks at the party.
And at this point, what is it the party is doing or saying?
I'm
Lux is just
having
kind of standing
Online
there,
moment.
just kind of confused and slightly mortified after seeing like a piece of like armor just kind of consume his friend a little bit. With no context.
The Venom symbiote.
Just like, should I be
Basically,
concerned?
yeah.
Should I be worried? I don't know.
I was also restraining every fiber of my being from shouting, "Magical girl transformation!"
I was trying my best to explain in a way that would make it not a
Not
magical
that,
girl.
dude. But like the moment, like I was like, "Oh, it's gonna like Iron Man, like nano machines out and shit."
Yeah.
But then you started describing it. My brain was like, "But it would be
No.
funny."
Kent/Nox has the magical girl transformation. You have Iron
Man.
/ Iron. It's like a mix between the Iron Man and Venom symbiote.
Oh,
yeah,
hell
like
yeah.
while you're describing the helmet, I'm thinking of the lyrics, "I am Iron Man."
Like, it's literally probably the exact mix of as if Iron Man and the Venom symbiote combined. That is your armor piece right now.
Tyler, we need girl boss transformation styles.
I already am the girl boss. What do you need?
Right, you're wearing a crop top, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which, by the way, I was thinking about it because, Tyler, you're an elf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so technically, elves don't need to sleep. They just take a meditation.
Yes.
So, because of the... technically, Tyler doesn't ever need to sleep.
I just do it. Like, I kind of picked it up through traveling. It was
Yeah.
like, But yeah, I mean, I do have more time in the night and all that. I kind of sleep. I kind of just meditate for longer. So
Well, when Nox's face is just reading like, what is happening? Is he okay? Everything all right? Just like,
John, like,
just kind of like looking for an
Gives-
explanation.
John gives Knox a gentle smile and is like, "No, I'm fine. I'm as all right as I can be."
Random just goes like, hey John, and just gives like 2 thumbs up, like little shaky, like good, not good, all good here. Okay, you're good.
Nox is just like, okay, all right, good.
Okay, cool.
Now
cool.
what's going on? What is happening?
what is happening?
Give
Yeah,
us
because
the
Kent went to Nox. When was the last? Because they came
was, like,
back
after
right as the
the-
gods were about to fight, right?
Yeah,
as...
and then we got brought here, and then we just immediately went over here and started fighting this
And when-
thing, and then
But I'm trying to remember, when was the last time that Nox got turned into Kent? What would Nox have last remembered?
I'm pretty sure he was
Would it have been the Dreadworm fight?
I think so.
actually
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the last thing Nox remembers
the
is
last
being
thing.
the last thing Nox remembers is running up to the Dreadworm, and then suddenly they're there watching the Traveler and the true
So
warrior
did we
about to
take care
duke it
of
out.
the Dreadworm? What happened?
Oh, right. We have a lot to catch you up on.
He's just hangs his head, just like I guess I just gotta get used to this by now.
Maybe you guys could just like leave sticky notes or something to each other, you know, like little journal, something.
Nox just looks at you. He's
Maybe.
just like, he does leave me stuff, man, in my notebook, but none of it's helpful. He's always making fun of me, saying rude things.
The other mind complaining about the main mind being a jackass.
Like he opens
Like,
up like a
I didn't
page
wanna
of his
be here, but
notebook,
now
and
that I
it's just
am
like
here.
Ken saying like, you're so small and weak. My
It's just
God.
backseat gaming the entire time.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
It's that little voice in your head that's like,
It's like
you
any
come back to it,
questions
it's like,
Ken
you should have
asks,
said
he's
this in
just
that
like,
argument you had 3
nah.
days ago.
God, you
Literally.
demolished them.
Like it's
Any
just
question he
shower
asks is
thoughts
just,
constantly in the
like,
back of the
trick
head.
questions. Yes.
So what is the party doing? You leaving the halls of Valhalla? Anywhere else you want to try and go and look for, or what is it you are all doing?
Mm.
I'm trying to get a cue from John.
John thinks for a second, and then like fucking writes down. I guess I need to talk to Gorthadak now.
Why? It's like I'm still.
John in this moment is like, oh right, I kind of dissociated a little bit upon reading the note, and he holds up the note that basically says, "Ran your family's shit. Your son
I have it-
escaped. I have your family. Come fight me here."
Yeah, I
Did you
have.
show
the
that
note,
to all of us?
Oh,
I have the note. Yeah,
Oh
the
my
note
God.
says, "Hello, John. So you have decided to crawl out of the pit of hell I threw your family into. Unfortunately, your son got away from me in our first life. So I've taken it upon myself to finish what I have started. If you ever want to see those that you hold dear again, then find me where the world started. Don't keep me waiting."
Do I know who this would be addressed
No.
by?
No. Looking at the letter, looking at the wax seal, you don't know who this could be.
Okay. Nox reads it and it's just like,
But it is.
I mean, okay, most likely, considering where John went, you can assume it most likely came from the Xavier. From Xavier. The person you...
Oh, going based off the fact that he read the letter, went to Xavier, spit on his
Black
Uh,
and then
And on the
black.
statue. Yeah, you all can assume that whoever this letter most likely came from Xavier.
Okay.
So whoever Xavier is, this massive ironclad man, is holding John's son hostage.
Well, if anybody would know, it'd probably be Gorthadak or Corzorn, so yeah.
Well, time to go find fucking Gorthadak.
Alright, so you all leave the halls of Valhalla, slowly exiting the Chimera, still sitting there, looking at the group as they leave. The doors slowly closing, and it curling back up and sleeping directly in front of the doors as you all make your way slowly back.
Before we leave, can I quickly just go, thank you, sorry for calling your mom a goat.
Oh yeah.
You say that, you hear back in Draconic, which Tylik is able to translate, goes, partially true.
Okay.
And
Who was the pop? I actually have questions now. Anyway.
eventually making your way. I'll say since the fight happened, I will say been through the walking around, like reaching there and all the fight. I'd say it's been about another 30 minutes. But after about another 10 and 20 minutes after leave, like that was 30 minutes once you left the Gates of Valhalla from just all the walking and shit, and all the interactions. 10-20 minutes walking through the forest, you as you're walking, you hear another set of footsteps, and you all look and you see the traveler kind of like hands in his pockets, like bummed out, kind of like kicking a rock, just walking alongside, just kind of like looking down to the ground, just like fucking looking out of it.
Who is it?
The traveler.
Oh.
What?
Hey,
Huh?
what are
He's
you
just
doing
here?
Well, you know, I could never beat her. What the hell? I'm stronger than her. I'm strong. My own sister's weaker than me. Why can I never beat her in a fight? This is. It's not fair.
Would I know the traveler's specialty, quote unquote, class, what he do?
I mean, you know he is a god.
God
Class-wise, I'm not sure you could really, at least for this world specifically, especially like the level that these gods are at, I'm not sure they have a quote-unquote like class they are specifically going to. You know he is best when it comes to trickery and deceit. And other things like that.
Hard combat.
But he is definitely looking the god of trickery, though very much more powerful than the god of combat, seems to have lost to the god of war, the god of all war and combat.
Did you try fighting them head on by chance?
Of course not. I'm not that stupid. They're literally the goddess of fighting. I mean, why would you ever try to hit them head on?
Have you considered that?
I did not try to fight them head on. That would be a death sentence. No,
Of course.
I used my strengths, all the things I know I'm good at, to try and level the playing field. You know, multiple copies of me,
Have you
deceitful
considered-
nature.
Have you considered fighting in a way that isn't your strong suit because they know your trickery? because that would be the ultimate trick.
You know, as true as that might sound, and as lovely as an idea that may be, I'm going to be completely honest with you. That fight lasted all but about 15 seconds.
Ah.
So, I had about 30 minutes worth of tricks lined up, and I got to use none of them. So, it's less. It's. The only one I think that might be able to overcome them is. And looks to Kent, or Nox's. That one's goddess. Purely because of numbers. I mean, being one god / goddess can only get you so far when you have so many fighting against you. God. And you all just hear like a slight feminine chuckle just throughout the aether around you, just and just the traveler looking more just upset, like, no, you will have a fun adventure.
Maybe more of a unhealthy family reunion with this one over here, and I point towards John.
But I didn't get to see my family.
That's why it was unhealthy.
That's the point.
Oh, well, congratulations to visiting a stone statue of your dead relatives.
John rolls his eyes.
I wasn't gonna say that, but
Nox is just like,
John, in this moment, because he lost to my god, right?
Yes, he did.
Obviously, you're not stronger if you lost.
You just you like.
Yeah, I've mouthed it, dude.
You say this, and all of you watch it is like all of the trees turn into the traveler. You all stop dead and goes, I may have been defeated by the one you know, but that does not mean I cannot pummel you into the ground.
Am I supposed to be scared?
You're a
Nox
you
is
then,
just like, John, no.
I am
You
actively
watch-
trying to get out of the way because I know it's about to
I was
happen.
like, I take like multiple steps back.
you see a flash of the traveler like right in your face, and then the next second, the same beautiful woman in the long flowing white like wedding gown style dress, foot on the head in the ground, like legs in the air, slightly twitching.
John
Looking
bows to her.
like looking to you, John goes, sorry for my brother. And then the traveler's arm like twitching, like kind of the incorrect way an arm is supposed to bend, just kind of fuck you. and like she kind of looks down and looks back at the group. He's a sore loser.
I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to piss off God.
Nope. Nope.
John says thank you to his wonderful god, proving John right in this moment. I guess we leave, dude. We have to. There's nothing else to be said here.
You continue on after about an hour.
Like as we walk away, Nox just to John, just like, you really need to stop doing that to gods. Jesus Christ. I don't know who that is, but
Eventually, after leaving the hall after about an hour and a half, since John marked the path kind of directly to the entrance, make your way back towards the main city, where you still see Gorthodek and Corazorn staring up at the fountain with the 9 lights adorning it.
John, at this point, he would have written the thing ahead of time. Because it was where the world started is where I'm supposed to meet him, right?
Yes, where the
Okay.
world started.
John walks up to Gorthadak and kind of like taps him on the shoulder.
He turns around. Yes.
Holds up, do you know where the world started?
You see him like read this and immediately like, as much as you've seen this very powerful being, he goes stock still. And he goes, why does it matter?
I'm supposed to kill a coward who is holding my family hostage there.
Raise this. Corazorn immediately feeling like you all see like Gorthadak go from like this all like flashbacks of memories reading the first note on John, and you all immediately feel just like heavy in your own boots. And Corazorn just like, whoa, hey, whoa, okay, hold on, like palm against Gorthadak pushing back. Right. Howard, where again? Sorry, I missed the first one.
Taps to the other Patriots as where the world started.
What? Oh. Looks at Gorthadak. Gorthadak's just staring daggers at Corazorn. And Corazorn's, you want to meet me in my office? And Gorthadak just disappears.
What the fudge? Okay. All right. Sure. Why
And Corazorn's still standing there, goes, right. And, like, he kind of looks off into the sky, goes, is it okay if I tell them? And then looks back, let's all, go to my office.
not? Lovely. Yeah.
You watch him reach his hand out. A small, like, light blue tether connects between all of you straight to him. And you all feel yourselves fall about, like, 3 inches, and then you land right in his office, and he lands onto his chair, and he goes, oh. Okay. He immediately gets, like, he, like, shakes his head, goes, right. Where the world started.
Is Gorthadak here?
No. You're in
Uh,
Corazorn's office.
Okay. Do I get the idea that Gorthadak would be royally pissed off at me if I was within this conversation?
You could see that whenever where the world started was brought up, Gorthadak's demeanor immediately went from joyous looking at something he hasn't seen in years to more pissed than when he was almost killed.
Oh.
Oh.
I kind of look at Corazorn and I'm like, if I don't need to be present, I think I'll take my leave.
No, yeah. Just step out into the hallway. Trust me, you can't hear anything inside the office if you're in the hallway.
And I kind of give him a nod and I take my leave.
Yeah, so Tylik steps out of the hallway and he goes, right, see, you're looking for family there? Because somebody's holding them, right?
And he just like circles the necessary words.
Okay, look, he kind of turns to the side again and says, like, out loud, they deserve to know. And after about a minute, you kind of like see him like suddenly like rear back, suddenly just like rubbing his temple, and then like after another like half second acknowledging something else, puts his hands down on the chair, on the arms of his chair, goes, well, if I remember correctly, you went to William in Trueville, right?
Yes. Oh, you're right. Yes. That's how we got to the no plane, and went to get you. And anyway, yes.
Hey, did
Explain that later.
he happen to tell you anything about planar activities and or true identities of planes?
Other than he went to other planes and he refused to go back, and no, that's about it. He was kind of very mysterious about it. We didn't get
Hey,
too much information.
well, God, where to start without pissing him off more?
Basics?
Yeah, basics.
Or basics slash what we only need to know.
So, I'll start off with saying the world started in the null plane. Sounds good.
Oh.
The null plane was not always known as the null plane.
William
and-
was rambling at one point about this not being the real plane.
Yeah, let's just say, I hope this doesn't piss him off. The null plane turned into the null plane because of Gorthadak. And it's kind of one of his greatest regrets that he's ever had.
Ah.
I don't even know how this person could have gotten to where the world started. That's where we originally adventured, where we were before we were here, before the Endless Forest ever existed. This was kind of like puts his head in his hands. This was centuries ago.
So when it says where the world started, does that mean just the no plane, or is there a specific place?
This whole world, the place we are now. By where the world started, they mean where the land between started. Whenever the true God created the place we currently reside, where it started then.
Nope, you lost me.
Yeah, so basically, this person holds your friend's family in a place that was normally thought inaccessible, especially through barriers that Gorthadak put up through reasons I am not allowed to go into because I fear for my own life. But The null plane itself is, I mean, with the blessings coming back, I imagine that it's changed slightly, but uh, do you have any specific questions so I can try to figure out what I'm allowed to say? Like,
Do I have to go to anywhere specific in the null plane?
he goes, no, if I am able to convince him, I might be able to get Gorthadak to bring you there as unless he gives me permission, only he is able to get through the barriers he has set up. Unless you are able to persuade him as well. However you would do that. And like he kind of shudders for a moment, just like, look, understand, you all got your blessings like reenacted, your strengths you once had years ago, whenever the world started, whenever we all 10 of us first arrived, whenever we made a party. Understand that there are lives you all don't remember where we all were together in a party together. We all adventured and conquered things, conquered levels of the Grand Tower. We were the ultimate party, and now mine and Gorthadak's blessings have finally reenacted, and before our blessings, before our strengths were there, I easily could have taken Gorthadak out in a fight of all-out strength. However, the Weaver, the one who blessed Gorthadak, was so in love with magic and the magic capability that Gorthadak has, even now, with my true strength realized and unfolded again. If Gorthadak's this angry, I'm not sure how good of a chance I stand.
Why is he so angry? Like, just the fact that it's been mentioned and that somebody is there?
Make a persuasion check just make a persuasion check. 20.
Yo.
He goes,
Oh, big buddy.
leans in his hands for 30 seconds, looks around just like I'm sorry, I have to tell them, and leans forward and goes, right, remember how I told you about Gorthadak's greatest regret? And then behind all of you, you hear, no, don't.
Oh.
And Gorthadak is standing there, massive cowl on his face, dagger eyes. You all feel just kind of an intense authority and presence and deep-set anger, but also deep-set regret within Gorthadak as he stares at Corazorn. second.
I am quite the troublemaker today.
And Gorthadak, like, just kind of like turns into a mist and appears in front of Corazorn, like slowly leans and gets right in his face and goes, "We don't speak of it. All right." And Corazorn just kind of, both with fear and like a plea in his eyes, is just, "Please. They were once our friends too, remember?"
I like
And-
how we twice today, in one day, we have been in between two gods about to fight, and right now I'm more scared of these two than
Well,
gods.
it's also because you don't have an escape route right now.
Yeah.
True.
By the way, I have in my notes, so like I have notes of the conversation so far, and since I was writing out what Gorthadak's greatest regret was, and since I never got it, I currently have in my notes, quote, Gorthy Dorothy's greatest regret is being unable to juju on that beat.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I do not remember what it was.
It was either that or hitting the gritty in the JC Penny.
Gorthadak head hangs low, kind of like reactively flings hand towards Corazorn, a finger grazing his chin, and Corazorn immediately just kind of, all the air leaving his lungs forcefully, and he just kind of leans over. Before, like, after like 10 seconds, able to take a full deep breath. And Corazorn goes, "Fine." Tylik, you get a message within your brain saying, "Come in."
I walk back through the door, assuming the door still leads to the office.
Yes, you enter the door, coming back into the office. You all watch as the room immediately goes dark. And then below you see a landscape unfamiliar, except, John, you remember in one dream,
Okay.
you saw something familiar. You see all around you storefronts, bustling streets, thoroughfare, adventurers, commoners, people just trying to make a living, farmers. And similar to the thoroughfare around the Colosseum, instead it's a massive circular thoroughfare around a massive tower going infinitely into the sky. Unable to see where the top goes.
I can
And-
assume this was the tower Corazorn mentioned earlier.
You can assume this is the Great Tower.
That's a pretty great tower, if you ask me.
And
How
Corazorn
gray
and
was it?
Gorthadak goes, long ago, this was where we lived. This is where the world resided. This is where those blessed by the 10 children were seen as the equivalent of a god. We were respected, well known, and where we all believed that true kindness and positivity might naturally coexist throughout the whole plane. Until You see, gods would naturally, normally, come down and interact with the people. Ask for blessings, be given food. Gods would interact with the everyday denizen within the plane. But one day, a god became too familiar with visiting this plane. And they gained a soul. Souls are given to mortal beings, however, a soul is created in such a way that when a being exists, and when a being without a soul exists around beings with souls for long enough, flakes of the soul go off into the other being, creating an artificial soul, a new one without the soul creator god's need for input. The flaking not affecting the regular soul. Once the death and rebirth cycle appear, they regenerate whatever flakes they lost. However, this typically, if a being is to die with only enough flakes to not create a soul, the flakes disperse into nothingness, and the being dies forever. But gods never have the chance for the flakes to disperse to nothingness. They must spend long enough times away for the flakes to dissipate naturally. But this god grew connected to many beings, and whenever you're only around souls, the flakes pile up quickly, till they gained a soul. And eventually, when a being with divine power and presence gains selfish, inward-thinking desires, they start to grow tiresome and combat to the very livelihood of those around them. And you watch as the scene changes to a still of Corazorn, Gorthadak, a man in a black, like solid black ensemble, plague doctor mask sticking out, black hat, black cloak covering themselves, arms leaning out, black leather around themselves, black leather gloves, black leather sleeves. Another person next to them, solid white plague doctor, white hood, white leather sleeves, white leather gloves, and you all feel yourselves sitting in the exact positions of other people that were there. Looking down, you feel as if this is a memory, not just a scene you're seeing for the first time. And Gorthadak says, "We tried to reason. We tried our best to make sure that the livelihood of those around us were forever safe and sound. The happiness that we once grew to know and cherish would last. But the selfish-grown god thought otherwise." The scene changing to fire around multiple sections of the bazaar, lava encroaching on the ground, ice encompassing massive swaths of town, the tower itself a massive crack, and the tower infinitely tall in the middle of falling. And Gorthadak says, "Through one last bout, the champion of the Overseer," and focus is drawn to the woman in the white-clad plague doctor outfit, devised a plan. I had taken my chance to learn Soulcraft, and devised a spell to erase a soul. I imbued that magic within a fist's her being, and as the god brought themselves a devastating blast of every inch of power they had directed at our party, she quickly stepped in with all the defensive magic, reflection magic that I could muster and that her partner could muster. Parried is the best word I can describe, deflecting the blast back at the very god. And you watch as what was once street level view of this city, you now see sky view. From what you remember seeing on the planet made of branches and roots, a city 10 times larger than the main city you are within, and about a third of it a massive blackened crater. As Gorthodax says, the god was slain, but unfortunately, so is everyone within the radius of the blast, and the one who was able to defend us from it. As a memory flashes into all your heads as the woman in the white clad plague doctor outfit slowly dissipates and dissolves into the air, into ash. And Gorthodax says, I erected the barrier to withhold every soul within them, to withhold everyone that died and perished, to correct my mistake. You see a tear go down Gorthodax's face as he goes, I killed those unworthy, those innocent. I do not deserve the title that I hold. Corazon eliminated his branch because he was deserving to have a good name spread. I let my branch run free because if anybody is deserving to fall into the pit of hell they created, it is the person who stands before you. But I will not die until the wrong that I have created is righted. To the people I have killed are back alive. I have made many mistakes. This is the worst. As the visions, the area around immediately shunts back, and you all blink, and you're back in Corazorn's office. Corazorn kind of still in the middle of, like, gasping for air. Like, his very skin kind of looking a little bit more clung to his bones. Just kind of a... Look, G-Dog, I'm sorry, I didn't... There are old friends, kind of... They deserve it. And he just looked... He, like, without looking back, enough. nothing more. And just kind of stands there looking off into space, not saying anything, just kind of stood there, not making any move, not doing anything, just staring, contemplating, thinking. Oh, Lord.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Nox
So
is
after
just
the
kinda
group sits there for
speechless.
like, kind of like a minute or 2 or 10, does anybody say anything, do anything?
John.
Well,
I don't. John, dude.
Nox is just kind of waiting to see what everyone else does, just because he's like, there's a lot that has happened to him today, and like it feels like everything's just kind of going nonstop. So he's just kind of like,
Along for the ride.
Well, honestly, a lot didn't happen to you today.
it just
that's
feels
really
like
what
everything
happened.
just keeps happening.
And Nox has had a lot of shit going on constantly without their consent.
John should really do the only thing he knows, like how, and just like place a gentle hand on Gorthodak's shoulder. Try and comfort this fucking man. Bro, I don't know. I'm a soldier, not a psychiatrist.
Make a persuasion check.
-1, baby.
I
10. You go to place a hand on the shoulder, and you feel your hand get stopped in its place. And Gorthodak says, "Don't waste your effort. I'm undeserving."
damn.
That's rough, buddy. And I feel like John just, I don't know, walks away. I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna quarrel with the man who could power word scrunch my nuts.
Did I knowingly and watchingly watch that interaction?
Don't know.
Yes, you
Yeah,
you
could I-
watch the interaction.
Yes.
What is you?
Could I watch the interaction and then like do basically the same thing that John did?
Round
But-
2.
I know.
Fight.
But
No,
I have better,
okay.
but I have better persuasion for you than you.
Does that
No.
mean you'll get the persuasion check?
I'll just.
I know, but
You go to stand up, and he.
But could
just-
I specifically like try and also give him Bardic and like specifically say like that was an interesting vision, I guess you'll call it. That wasn't
who let
us.
This guy cook? Who let this guy cook?
Shut up.
So you're trying to use your
I want
giving
to
inspiration to
specifically
him as your effort to also allow yourself. After seeing the first chance fail, you're trying to give yourself a chance by using your bardic to help him.
Yes, I want to specifically say
How many bardics do you have left?
I only have one left.
Okay, 'cause
But
you
it's the
gave
thought
one
that
to
counts.
John.
I want to
Okay.
specifically say, like, that wasn't us. But we do want to help as much we can.
Make a persuasion check. After the first one, the DC is higher.
Damn it. Damn it, John. Damn it, John.
17. He just, like, you say this, And you feel your attempts to try and inspire him, but you also feel his just entire neglect and just unacceptance to it, as he just kind of, you feel your entire body get frozen in place, and he's just, don't try.
Well, I'll give my shot, which is a more reasonable shot here.
So, there's the wooing.
Can I take my shot?
Depends. What is your shot going to be? You watch two people try and fail.
John has
It's all
left.
him.
Well, first, what is Brenham doing after this failed attempt?
He gets his body frozen, and then the body unfreezes, and Gorthrax just kind of like...
Yeah, I'm gone.
Yeah, Gorthrax just kind of stares at him, expecting Brenham to either sit down or leave, watching John kind of exit the door. And Corzord also is like sees John doing this, because if you want to leave, go out the door, and like follows John out the door.
So it's just, other than Gorthadak, it is Brenham and Nox in the room?
Yeah, it's Brenham, Nox, and you in the room right now.
I ask Brenham and Nox to leave the room.
Okay.
Well, time for Tylek to die.
All right.
Well,
Have
alright
fun.
then. Damn. We're just all out in the hallway.
He's back.
You do leave the room, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but
Nox probably would head off after John anyway. Just because it's like, John's the
John's
big
been-
man. Following
John's
the
been-
big man.
I don't want to
Today.
die, so yeah, I will leave too. Then I guess.
John
I don't
like
wanna
doesn't
die.
have the words, like can't say the words that he wants to, and it would take way too long and be way too awkward to write about. So he's just like, I'm gonna let that man fucking stew in his own emotions. I can't handle this without talking.
I mean, if you
Goodbye.
ever want to, you could just use Nox as like your communicator. Because
What
he
we
can
should have
literally just
suggested-
read
I
your words and
know,
relay.
I know, but the concept of that. Hi, my name is John, and this is my translator.
He would be happy to do it for you.
John's already
know
been
he
through
would.
a lot and is frankly in the depths of his emotions, so he probably isn't in the correct place
Yeah,
to
yeah.
help right now.
Yeah, I think all of us deserve a well-rounded rest. after
Everyone needs
this.
a rest. Everyone
Yeah,
needs to just take a rest. It's been a lot. So
What we
much
all
shit's
should have
happened.
done is like a group persuasion check to make Gorthadak feel better by putting all of our hands in the middle and going like, Go
team!
champions!
We all
or
put our
something.
hands on his shoulder. Each
Yeah, like,
like a
group
hand
persuasion
stacked on
check.
top of hands.
Hands in the middle. Hands in the middle, guys.
Get in
We got
here,
this.
get in here. Get in here, birthday.
Oh my god.
Dude, my notes are so far are fucking wild. So for John's notes, it's specifically for what's happening right now with John. I have, it's X gave it to me, brackets, what? Fuck you for waiting on your own. Xavier question marks. Comes to where the world started for a 1v1 coward. Corzern talking to the air, question marks after that. Where the world started is some fuck shit apparently. William is the key again, let's go!
Oh my god. I
Dorothy
wish I
Dorothy's
wrote
greatest
down
regret
some
is
stuff.
being unable to juju on the beat. I'm keeping that one for posterity. And then Source, I saw it in a dream, which is the thing that we were just shown. Gods used to be just like us, TM, and then
Oh my
a lot of
god.
shit happened that I was caught up in.
Oh my god. I'm not gonna remember any of this.
Apparently, it was like coconut shavings or some shit about souls, and then someone went boom.
Oh god. Cause I like was partially in it, but also like partially not, cause I got like a serious text from my boss and I was just like, oh no. But also, I need to pay attention. Oh no! I need to pay attention.
There's
I'm
a
missing
solid
things.
period of time, probably like 10 or 15 minutes, where my brain just went, man, I gotta piss.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, brain, what did you just say? He went, I don't know, dude.
I was,
I'm
like,
supposed to pay attention.
Partially
That's
in
your
it. I
job.
wish I was fully paying attention because I feel like my brain just like did not completely comprehend what happened.
Yeah.
Did you catch it? Did you catch any of it, Brenham?
I
Hey,
have
what
written
specifically?
down that Gorthadak pulled a Zeus,
All that?
was what my guess was gonna be, but he actually fell in love.
Huh? What the fudge? So
Oh, there's
confused.
a roll. What roll is it? What
Oh
roll is
my
it?
god, that's
I need
pretty
the
good.
T. I need the T. I need the T.
That's a good
27
persuasion.
That is pretty good. What the hell? Damn. Well.
Hopefully
Shit.
that did the trick.
Fingers
Hope so.
crossed.
I mean, if anyone would do it, I feel like Tyler would, since he's kind of been getting in good with Gorthadak as of recent, like previously. Oh.
As everybody stop gambling, goddammit. As everybody exits John first, then Corazon directly behind you after like a couple seconds, like 30 seconds, then Brenham and Knox come out behind you. And then maybe after like a minute or three, like 2 to 3 minutes, eventually you watch Tylik come out.
I
And-
kind of come out with, given the situation and the general atmosphere everyone else would have had, I come out with a bit more sorrow and deep thought in my eyes, more than you've seen of Tyler.
We good? We're not good.
Yeah,
Like,
Corazon just
thumb
like,
down.
Is my office free? Can I go take a nap? Because I kind
Dude.
of hurt right now.
He's gone. He's wherever
Cool.
now.
He's just like, cool, see ya. I'm gonna go take a nap, and just like falls back into the ground. You see like a slight haze of his office, and then it dissipates back into the stone road.
You know,
Damn.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, what time is it?
After, oh my god, I just suddenly look at the plate because I had to create another Brenham token. I'm looking in the bottom right corner. There is another Brenham.
Wait, where?
Bottom right of the
right?
map. Bottom
And
right.
another Brenham appeared. Oh
Why?
no.
There's just another
It's
Brenham.
That's not a good thing.
there.
I don't know
It's
how he
so
got down there. Well, he's gone
goofy.
now, so.
Oh, that's where my original one went.
Yeah, that's
is
where
it?
I guess that's where the original one went. I don't know how the fuck it got down there, but
I'm now a clone, I guess.
you
I
are now.
remember the token moving down to the corner, but I thought that the one there was moved back.
Q spider.
No, I just created another one because I was like, I don't know where the fuck the token went. I must have accidentally moved it trying to like move the map or something. I don't know. No, so you all I would want to say because it was about daytime whenever.
Daytime's relevant here.
Yeah, well, okay. It was about, like... I would say you went into the null plane in, like, going into nighttime, through the walk to John's house, back to Trueville, all that. It was coming up to nighttime. Then... through the wibbly wobbly time bullshit of the null plane came out, it was daytime again. Talking to Gorthadak Corazorn, going into the woods, coming back out. I would say you're not sure, but with what your guys' knowledge is of like the thoroughfare and how busy it gets, you would say you maybe have about an hour or two before night falls again, but you assume you're probably a day ahead from whenever you left for the null plane. You were on the 3rd day of the 15th month, and now you assume you're on the 4th day of the 15th month.
Well, John is feeling awfully tired.
I am probably on like the very verge of my limits at this point.
Yeah.
So I shall, I guess, go to Gorthak's bar, usual spiel, and get to my room.
You go up to the Gorthadak for the bar, and it just... I'm so terribly sorry, but Gorthadak is not currently taking any visitors.
I explained to them that I have a room here, kind of a special difference. Like, I'm not here for the bar.
Just... I understand, but Gorthadak specifically has requested that nobody, and I quote, nobody, and I mean nobody, is to enter my personal chambers for any reason whatsoever. End quote.
He's homeless now.
Dan.
Unfortunate, I guess.
Complimentary cardboard box.
Complimentary.
Me.
I suppose I'll make my way to the one magical inn.
You all,
Place to stay, bro.
go to the magical inn right next door. Nox, do you go back to, where is it? I had it. Is it here? Yeah. Are you going back to Miriam's for your place to stay, or?
Yeah. Before he leaves, though, he would make sure to like check in on John. Be like, "Hey, are you all right? Just make like, are you gonna be okay tonight?"
John smiles a smile that doesn't fully reach his eyes, and he nods.
Okay. If you need anything, feel free to come by. If you need to like stay over or anything, just to be in company, I'm just right down the street somewhere. And then he heads off to Miriam's place after just saying bye to everyone.
I was forgetting. What type of revolver was it that Sal had? I almost forgot because
It was
Respi
just-
did grab it. Was it just like a 40, like a Smith and Wesson?
God, not a 45 Magnum, dude.
A 500 Magnum? I strongly,
Goku.
I strongly encourage you to say the revolver of Respi's choice, so then I can make it a Colt New Army.
Yes.
Fuck you, Colt Old Army. It is a Colt New Army, I guess.
Yeah, so yeah, and it was a Colt Old Army.
Is it Colt Old Army?
I don't know if
There's-
there's a
there-
Colt.
There's in fact a Colt New Old Army.
Yeah, you can have your Colt New Army.
Because I don't know why. Whenever you first talked about the revolver, I immediately just like my brain first pictured just like a 500 Magnum. Like, I'm just like, I mean, hey, if there's anything that's going to hurt the brain,
Yeah,
I mean, it pops watermelons with just a click of the button.
Magnums will do that. Yeah, John goes home and sleeps. When I go to doff the armor, does it go back into the fucking square? Or is it a full suit of armor now?
Whenever you think about taking off the armor, you remember, like, in your time, it was a process to take on and put
10
off
minutes to doff
Yeah.
plate mail.
But through this Venom Iron Man combination, whatever, though John does not know what the fuck that means, it only takes about a minute to take on and put off the armor, and it starts, and it in storage is this small square with the symbol of the Chimera.
Alright, put that on my nightstand. Sword underneath pillow.
A whole ass great sword underneath pillow. Somebody's there. I pull out my greatsword from under my pillow, accidentally cleaving down half my wall.
As the founding fathers intended.
So John walks home, taking his time to be able to get home as it's getting dark. Tylik and Brenham going to the magical inn service. A gold from each of you for the room.
I hand over the gold.
You each hand over a gold as the Gorthadak there says, "All right." Hands out 2 keys. There you go. Your room is right through that door. Please do not hold hands through it. You each have different keys. You will be torn asunder.
Damn, can't
We're not partners.
No.
He just goes, "I'm not one to judge."
can't even hold hands with the homies.
Can't even hold the hands of the homies. God damn.
Nox heading back to Miriam's house. Miriam coming out, seeing the outfit that Nox had adorned themselves in. Last seeing Kent leave, I believe. But now seeing the outfit that Nox has adorned themselves with, be like coming out with a smile, just like, "Honey, I hope everything was all right. I hope everything's okay."
It's
happy.
okay. I mean, feel like
Well-
I left knowing barely anything that I knew prior, but you know, it's all right.
Well, if I know my brother more than anything, he can be a bit of a hard ass, but I cooked I got a nice warm fresh meal inside. I'm sure you're gonna love it. Come on in. Takes you inside, you have a nice dinner before bed. Everybody takes their long rest, completes a long rest, and we are going to end the session there for today.
Yippee!
Nice. Yippee! We all wake up dead.
Yeah, we all wake up, there's rocks covering your limbs and body, everybody dies. So, all appear. falling, or are you falling?
There's no earthly way of knowing.
You wake up, the tiger stone is missing. You are surrounded by tigers.
What the hell is happening?
Alright, I'm gonna go to bed because I have to work in 5 hours.
Yes.
shit.
Have a good night.
Bye,
See you
good
later.
night.
Bye.
Bye.
So what you all think?
That was crazy.
I'm scared.
I am also.
Damn, it's crazy. I ain't gonna read all of that. Congratulations, they sorry for your loss.
I feel like
Fucking says to Gorthadak, TLDR, sorry for your loss.
You were saying the whole spiel, and I partially zoned out because I was just
Not
like,
gonna
I am
lie.
trying so hard to focus. But also, I got a text from my manager that was a little serious, so I was like a little distracted. But this is all good. I just know he real sad. He real sad. Something
real
about
sad
souls.
because he is responsible because he is basically responsible for the death of a very close friend of his,
Ooh.
and also many innocent lives.
Oh no.
And I am at least a
Sorry
mildly
to
good
come back from
therapist.
that.
Yeah, because from what you saw in the visions, it was a city 10 times larger than the city you are within right now, the main city, and a solid fourth of it was just a giant blackened crater, and that was presumably thanks to Gorthadak.
Oh.
And he takes sole and incomplete responsibility for all of the death that ensued, especially the dissolving and turning to ash of the very friend that allowed him to direct the attack, and he witnessed it with his very eyes.
Oh man.
Come on.
Oh man. Damn, that's crazy.
Record the back.
Also, I am also thinking because the next time that will be the next Saturday we're gonna be in Utah, so I don't think we'll
Yes.
be able to do the. Don't think we'll be able
Maybe
to do
not.
it for the next.
Most likely not.
Next
We'll
2 weeks.
see what happens. Most likely, probably
Because
won't be able to do it for the
I won't
next
be able
2
to
weeks.
stream it from
Yeah.
Utah,
So
so it might not happen for the next 2 weeks.
most likely there will be a 2-week
Since we'll be
hiatus
gone.
where I will be in Utah with Audrey, but that'll mean I'll have plenty of time to create shit for everybody.
Yes.
And write shit down and get stuff ready for the D&D session.
Yeah,
So,
should probably
Make
let
that
Trent know
possibly
that as
3
well.
weeks.
oh,
Uh-oh,
what's happening on August?
Oh, I put in vacation day.
Oh,
Over Saturday?
Yeah.
oh.
Wow, they let you get vacation.
We could try to do
during
it on
fucking
a
inventory?
different day then, maybe.
That's inventory?
The first week of August.
We won't.
Womp womp.
Damn.
Okay. Wait, your inventory or my inventory?
Store inventory, I believe. I mean, I know.
On the 3rd of August?
No, my market
I know-
inventory is
I know you
this
guys
Wednesday.
have yours. So then it'll be a month from then.
which I don't think inventory
So
doesn't
you-
happen every month. I think
It does
I
for market.
store if it's store inventory,
Store
they do
inventory
that-
happens like a year.
it's either once
year
a
is 6
year or
months.
twice a year.
I think it might
I
be
want to
twice.
say, I said it might be twice. I don't know, maybe just once. But that's grocery and dairy/frozen. All that is in one time frame.
How long was Justin a manager for?
Well, while you guys are talking about that, I'm gonna end stream. So everyone say
Bye,
bye.
stream. Bye,
Hi,
stream.
stream.
Bye, stream.
Because I remember having
wanna say, like,
a